let's kick this off, Ben. Number one mistake that we see investors make with FOMO is they only buy because they see others buying.
This is a classic psychological challenge for most people, Bryce, not just even in buying property, but generally investing and doing other things, right? It does happen, right? We've got a lot of independent private investors in the share market, higher than it's ever been before because, your return on your dollar in a bank is so low. And now, obviously, with record low interest rates, we have this classic case of people wanting to get into the market. And if they can't travel overseas, they're changing their priorities. So it is a perfect storm to feel like you need to be moving forward in life, that you need to feel like you need to get in. And if others are getting in, you want to play in that game, right? Because you want relevance in the conversation and so forth. So it is a very powerful force, Bryce, for people. So as long as everyone understands and recognizes it as this powerful force, you then want to ask yourself, is it something that I need to do to hit my goals? Because right now, it may not necessarily be something that you need to have, because property's for the long term, isn't it, Bryce? Yeah. It's very expensive to get in. It's very expensive to get out. And so what are some of the classic things that they cut corners on, Bryce?
Well, where do we start? There's a lot to do that, but it's around homework and research. So what you're seeing now is all of these headlines, all of the chat. It's the great Australian barbecue topic. We've always said that. Well, it's on steroids now. The fact that there is movement, there is market movement, may not be, like you said, a good thing for you to do if it's not part of your overall plan.
So it's a classic of plan to become what you plan to become. So there's one little takeaway. But two, research and homework, right? And I think we'll talk more about this through this episode. Buying property is a process, not an event. It's really clear to us that people sometimes get the order in the wrong direction. Now, if you go back to our How to Win in a Hot Market 3 episodes, you'll see how we unpack that in terms of the order of making sure your cash flows are right, then your borrowing's okay, then it was about the asset selection, then it was about negotiation, and then it was about terms in contract. All of those things are an orderly process of what you do. What we are seeing here and what we see during FOMO is, these actions that are disorderly and they cause unnecessary grief for those people who don't line their ducks up properly. We've talked about this many a time on the podcast around it is a process, not an event. We have the A, B, C, D, which is B first for borrowing power, C for cash flow management. Sorry, C first,
C first,
then B, borrowing power, then asset selection, then defense is all part of it. Even though we say it's A, B, C, D because we like to keep it simple.
It's actually C bad.
Yeah, C bad, right? So maybe we should change that.
It's a C bad. It's a C bad.
C bad. People who are not doing their homework and get FOMO, Bryce, are going to see bad. All right, they're going to see horrible.
Well, there we go. Nice one. Hey, not bad for a Collingwood supporter.
Not bad for a